This is your library lady coming to you from my house down at Hope Mills to read out loud to you tonight. We're going to do some poetry because April is National Poetry Month. And so we will be reading some silly poems throughout the month. We'll also be doing our regular read alouds and things like that too. But we always do a poetry unit in April, and I don't want to miss that because we have so much fun with our poems. And we're going to start by reading from Shel Silverstein's Where the Sidewalk Ends. I've got 3 poems picked out for you guys. Shel Silverstein is or was a very prolific children's author, poet, very, very beautiful poems, and then very, very silly poems. And so I like silly. I think anybody who's ever been in my class knows I really do like silly. So I'm going to read some of his silly poems that my kids have really liked over the years. The first one was one of my favorites that he's written, but also I feel like at this point in time, we might need a reminder to take the garbage out because it's easy when we're at home to kind of like eat something and leave a plate here, and then mom comes in or dad comes in and is like, you kids need to clean up. We've all heard it. We've all been there, especially Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout. If you can see, that is her garbage pile. Oh. So this one is called Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. You guys ready? Okay. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceiling. Coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window, it blocked the door with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, and orange peels, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and wither beans, soggy greens, and tangerines. Crust of blackburn, buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dried, curdled milk, and crust of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries, and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last, the garbage reached so high that it finally touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come and play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, okay, I'll take the garbage out. But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state from New York to the Golden Gate, and there in the garbage that she did hate, poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout and always take the garbage out. The end. I love Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout. It's a fun poem, kind of a gross poem, but sometimes gross can be fun too. And it reminds you of a very good lesson. Make sure to take the garbage out. It piles up so fast. This next one we're going to do has a little bit of math in it. So those of you who are old enough to understand these math problems, I'm going to pause a little bit and help you guys figure those out. Smart. My dad gave me $1 bill because I'm the smartest son, and I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters because 2 is more than 1. And then I took the quarters and I traded them to Lou for 3 dimes. I guess he didn't know that 3 is more than 2. Just then along came old blind Bates, and just because he can't see, he gave me 4 nickels for my 3 dimes. And 4 is more than 3. And I took the nickels to Hiram Coombs down at the old seed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them, and 5 is more than 4. And then when I went to show my dad, he got all red in the cheeks. He closed his eyes and shook his head, too proud of me to speak. So let's go through that again and see why his pop might have been a little mad. My dad gave me $1 bill because I'm his smartest son, and I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters because 2 is more than 1. Well, 2 is more than 1. However, $1 is worth more than 2 quarters because 2 quarters equals what? 50 cents. Absolutely. So he gave $1 and got 50 cents back. Maybe not the smartest son. Then he took the quarters and traded them to Lou for 3 dimes. I guess he don't know that 3 is more than 2. Well, 3 is more than 2, but when you're talking about 2 quarters, which is 50 cents, and 3 dimes, which is how much? 30 cents. The 2 quarters win, right? But he traded it in for 3 dimes. That's 30 cents. So he went from having a whole dollar to having 30 cents. Oh, goodness. And then just then along came old blind Bates, and just because he can't see, he gave me 4 nickels. 4 nickels for my 3 dimes. Because 4 is more than 3. Well, 4 nickels, 5, 10, 15, 20 cents. 3 dimes, 30 cents. Still didn't get a very good deal if he traded 20 cents or 30 cents for 20 cents. So now he's gone from $1 all the way down to 20 cents. And I took the nickels to Hiram Coombs down at the seed feed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them, and 5 is more than 4. 5 pennies is worth what? 5 cents. So we traded 20 cents for 5 cents? Oh no. And then I went and showed my dad, and he got red in the cheeks and closed his eyes and shook his head, too proud of me to speak. Now, do you think he was too proud, or that he might have been a little mad that he traded $1 for 5 pennies? Oh my goodness. That one always makes me laugh, and it makes you think. So the last one is Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too. So this one is an absolute favorite of my students because I read it really fast and silly. So they like it. I'm going to read it regular speed first, and then I'll speed it up. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun! It's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was the captain and Pickle was the crew, and Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in. I hope we do, cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, pickle me too. Never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what happened to dear. Ickle me, pickle me, pickle me too. So that was just regular speed. And now, get serious, yeah. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in flying shoe. Hooray, what fun. It's fine we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was the captain and Pickle was the crew, and Tickle served coffee with mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay, and I hope we do. Cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. I can do it faster? I don't know. It's been like a year since I've read this one. Let's try it, okay? Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in flying shoe. Hooray, what fun it's time we flew, said Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle was the captain, Pickle was the crew, and Tickle served coffee with mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher and they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in. I hope we do. Cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never return to the world they knew. Nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me too. Woo, that was a lot. I used to do it all in one breath. However, being pregnant, I can't get a deep enough breath to do it all in one breath. So next year, when we read these fun poems again in the library together, I will do it all in one breath for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the poems. We'll read a story tomorrow, or maybe some more poems, and I will see you later. Have a wonderful night. Always keep reading.